Welcome, brave explorers and ghost hunters, to our countdown of the top 5 haunted locations in Illinois. Prepare to delve into the eerie and the unexplained, as we uncover the chilling tales of these infamous sites. Number 5. Chesterville Witch's Grave, Arcola, Illinois. In the quaint town of Arcola lies a cemetery that holds a grave unlike any other. Surrounded by an iron fence, the Chesterville Witch's Grave is said to belong to a woman accused of witchcraft. Her restless spirit, bound to an ancient oak tree, is rumored to haunt the grounds, seeking vengeance against those who wronged her. In the heart of Illinois, where the cornfields sway and the wind whispers secrets of the past, lies the small, unassuming town of Arcola. But within this tranquil setting, there exists a place that defies the peace, a site that harbors a story so chilling it has been passed down through generations. This is the tale of the Chesterville Witch's Grave, a legend woven into the very fabric of the town's history. The story begins in the 1800s, a time when fear of the unknown ran rampant, and accusations of witchcraft were not uncommon. It was during this era that a woman, whose name has been lost to time, found herself the target of such accusations. She was an outsider, a recluse who preferred the company of nature to that of her fellow townsfolk. Her knowledge of herbal remedies and the healing arts, once sought after, became the source of suspicion and fear. As the story goes, the woman was accused of witchcraft by the people of Chesterville, who believed her to be in league with dark forces. Despite her protests and pleas of innocence, the townspeople's fear had turned to fervor, and they sought to rid themselves of her presence. It is said that she was subjected to a trial, one not of law but of superstition, and was found guilty of the heinous crime she was accused of. The woman was buried in an unmarked grave, isolated from the rest of the Chesterville cemetery. An iron fence was erected around her resting place, not as a mark of respect, but as a barrier to contain her malevolent spirit, which the townspeople feared would seek retribution from beyond the grave. A large oak tree, now gnarled and ancient, stands sentinel over the grave. Legend has it that the tree itself is a part of the curse, its roots entwined with the very essence of the woman it towers over. Over the years, the Chesterville Witch's Grave has become the subject of much fascination and speculation. Some say that on certain nights, when the moon is just a sliver in the sky, you can see the silhouette of a woman standing against the iron fence, her gaze fixed upon the town she once called home. Others claim to have heard the rustling of her dress as she moves restlessly around her grave, the sound mingling with the rustling leaves of the oak tree. Visitors to the grave have reported a variety of unexplained phenomena. Cameras malfunction, refusing to capture the image of the grave, while others have felt a sudden drop in temperature upon approaching the fence. There are those who have felt an invisible force repelling them, a force so strong it leaves them breathless and shaken. The Chesterville Witch's Grave has also been the inspiration for many ghost hunters and paranormal enthusiasts who seek to uncover the truth behind the legend. Some come equipped with EVP recorders, hoping to capture the voice of the witch, while others conduct seances, attempting to communicate with her spirit. Yet, despite their efforts, the mystery of the grave remains, as does the spirit of the woman who lies within it. As we recount the tale of the Chesterville Witch's Grave, we must remember that it is a product of its time, a reflection of the fear and misunderstanding that once permeated the hearts of those who lived in fear of the unknown. Today, the grave serves as a reminder of our past, a past that is not always kind or just. So, if you ever find yourself in Arcola, and you feel a pull towards the old Chesterville cemetery, take a moment to stand by the iron fence. Look upon the oak tree, and listen. Perhaps you'll hear the whisper of the leaves, or maybe, just maybe, you'll catch the faintest sound of a woman's sigh, carried on the wind, as she continues her eternal vigil over the town of Arcola. Number 4. Crenshaw House, Equality, Illinois. Next, we journey to Equality, where the Crenshaw House, also known as the Old Slave House, stands as a dark reminder of the past. This house was part of the Reverse Underground Railroad, and the anguished spirits of those who suffered within its walls are believed to still echo their sorrow throughout the property. In the shadowed lands of southern Illinois, where the echoes of a troubled past still linger, stands a house that whispers tales of sorrow and darkness. This is the Crenshaw House, also known as the Old Slave House, located in the small town of Equality. Its walls, now silent, once reverberated with the cries of the enslaved, and its halls, now empty, were once pathways to despair. The Crenshaw House was built in the 1830s by John Crenshaw, a man whose wealth was amassed through the exploitation of slave labor. Crenshaw was known for his involvement in the illegal Reverse Underground Railroad, a nefarious operation that kidnapped free African Americans from the North and sold them into slavery in the South. The house served as a prison for these unfortunate souls, a waypoint on their journey to a life of bondage. The attic of the Crenshaw House was the site of unimaginable horrors. It was here that the kidnapped men, women, and children were kept, shackled and confined, awaiting their fate. The air was thick with despair, and the only light came from small, barred windows. The conditions were inhumane, with little food or water, and the cries of the captives would often be heard throughout the night. As the years passed, the Crenshaw house changed hands, but the stories of its haunted past remained. Those who lived there spoke of strange occurrences, footsteps in empty rooms, doors that would open and close on their own, and an inexplicable chill that would settle over certain parts of the house. Some even claimed to see apparitions, spectral figures that roamed the corridors, their chains still clanking in the silence. The most chilling tales come from the attic, where visitors have reported feeling an overwhelming sense of dread. Some have heard the soft weeping of children or the desperate prayers of those who once sought freedom. There are accounts of people being touched by unseen hands or feeling a sudden weight upon their chests, as if the anguish of the past was pressing down upon them. The legacy of the Crenshaw house is a complex one. It stands as a monument to the darkest aspects of human nature, a reminder of the cruelty that can arise from greed and prejudice. Yet, it is also a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, to the strength of those who endured and to the hope that carried them through their darkest hours. Today, the Crenshaw house is a historical site, its doors open to those who wish to learn from the past. The tours offered provide a glimpse into the lives of those who were held within its walls, and the exhibits tell the stories of both the enslaved and the abolitionists who fought for their freedom. As we delve into the history of the Crenshaw house, we must do so with reverence and reflection. The spirits that haunt its halls are not mere specters to be feared, but echoes of real lives that were lived and lost. They are reminders of the pain that was endured and the injustices that were inflicted. So, if you find yourself in equality, and you stand before the Crenshaw house, take a moment to honor those who suffered there. Listen to the silence, and perhaps you will hear the whispers of history, telling us never to forget, to learn, and to ensure that such atrocities are never repeated. In the end, the Crenshaw house is more than just a haunted location. It is a chapter in the story of our nation, a chapter that we must read with open eyes and open hearts. It is a place where the past reaches out to the present, asking us to remember, to understand, and to grow. Number 3. Devil's Bake Oven, Grand Tower, Illinois. Along the mighty Mississippi River in Grand Tower, the Devil's Bake Oven awaits. Here, the tragic love story of Esmeralda and her riverboat captain lover unfolds. Visitors report sightings of the Lady in White and her mournful cries that pierce the silence near the cave. On the banks of the Mississippi River, in the shadow of the towering bluffs, lies the small town of Grand Tower. It is here, amidst the swirling waters and the whispering trees, that one finds the Devil's Bake Oven, a place shrouded in legend and spectral lore. The Devil's Bake Oven is a natural rock formation, a cave that has been carved by the relentless flow of the river over countless millennia. Its name is a testament to the sweltering heat that can build up within its stone walls, a heat that seems almost supernatural in its intensity. But it is not the temperature alone that has given this place its fearsome reputation. It is the tale of Esmeralda and her riverboat captain lover that chills the blood of those who hear it. Esmeralda was said to be a woman of unparalleled beauty, with hair like the raven's wing and eyes as deep and dark as the river itself. Her lover, a dashing riverboat captain, was a man who had won her heart with tales of adventure and promises of a life spent together on the mighty Mississippi. Their love was a flame that burned bright, but it was a flame that would be extinguished all too soon. One fateful night, as a storm raged across the river, the captain's boat was caught in the tumult. The winds howled, the rain lashed, and the waves rose like mountains, swallowing the vessel whole. Esmeralda watched from the shore, her heart breaking as the waters claimed her beloved. In her grief, she threw herself into the river, her spirit forever bound to the place of her despair. Since that night, the Devil's Bake Oven has been a place of haunting. The spirit of Esmeralda, now known as the Lady in White, is often seen wandering the bluffs, her ethereal form bathed in the moonlight. Her cries, a mournful echo of her sorrow, can be heard above the roar of the river, a lament for the love she lost. But Esmeralda's spirit is not alone in its haunting. The cave itself seems to possess an eerie sentience. Visitors have reported strange sounds emanating from its depths, sounds that cannot be attributed to the wildlife or the wind. Some speak of a ghostly light that dances within the cave, a light with no source and no explanation. The town of Grand Tower has embraced the legend of the Devil's Bake Oven, and it has become a place of pilgrimage for those who seek the paranormal. Ghost hunters and thrill seekers alike are drawn to the cave, hoping to catch a glimpse of Esmeralda or to experience the unexplained phenomena for themselves. As one approaches the Devil's Bake Oven, there is a palpable change in the atmosphere. The air grows cooler, the sounds of the river fade, and a sense of anticipation takes hold. It is as if the cave is waiting, holding its breath for the next chapter of its story to unfold. Inside the cave, the silence is profound. The walls, slick with the moisture of the river, seem to close in, and the darkness is complete. It is in this darkness that one can feel the presence of something otherworldly, a presence that is both sorrowful and menacing. The legend of the Devil's Bake Oven is more than just a ghost story. It is a narrative that has been woven into the fabric of Grand Tower. It is a reminder of the power of love and the depths of grief. It is a story that speaks to the heart of human experience, to the joys and the sorrows that define us. So, if you ever find yourself on the banks of the Mississippi, take a moment to visit the Devil's Bake Oven. Stand at the mouth of the cave, listen to the river, and remember the tale of Esmeralda. Her story is a part of the land now, as much as the river and the rocks, and it is a story that will be told for generations to come. Number 2. BPL Plasma, former post office, Carbondale, Illinois. In Carbondale, the BPL Plasma Center, once a bustling post office, is now home to unexplained phenomena. A spectral woman in a long dress wanders the halls, doors mysteriously open and close, and a chandelier swings with no earthly reason. In the heart of Carbondale, Illinois, where the past and present merge, stands a building with a history as rich as it is haunting. The BPL Plasma Center, once a bustling post office, is now a place where the veil between worlds seems thin, and the echoes of yesteryear resonate through its halls. The building's story began in the early 20th century, a time of growth and prosperity. As a post office, it was a hub of communication, a place where letters and parcels connected loved ones, carried news, and bridged distances. It was a beacon of the community, a symbol of connection in a rapidly changing world. However, as the years passed, the post office witnessed the ebb and flow of countless lives and, with them, the imprints of their emotions. Joy, sorrow, anticipation, and longing seeped into the very walls of the building. It's said that places like this, which experience such intense human emotion, are prone to retaining echoes of the past, and the former post office in Carbondale is no exception. When the post office was transformed into the BPL Plasma Center, the new occupants were unaware of the spectral legacy that came with the building. It wasn't long before strange occurrences began to unsettle those who worked there. Employees reported feeling inexplicable cold spots, hearing the faint rustling of papers in empty rooms, and even seeing the fleeting shadows of figures where no one stood. The most prominent apparition is that of a woman in a long dress, her presence an enduring mystery. She is seen wandering the corridors, her steps silent, her gaze fixed on some unseen horizon. Some believe she is the spirit of a former employee, perhaps a postmistress whose life was intertwined with the comings and goings of the mail, her soul unable to move on from the place that defined her existence. Doors that open and close on their own are a common occurrence, often accompanied by the faint, almost imperceptible sound of footsteps. The chandelier in the main hall, a remnant of the building's former glory, swings gently as if stirred by a breeze that does not exist. These phenomena have no logical explanation, yet they are witnessed by the rational and the skeptical alike. The BPL Plasma Center has become a subject of fascination for paranormal investigators and those with a curiosity for the unexplained. It's a place where the past refuses to be forgotten, where the stories and spirits of yesteryear demand to be acknowledged. As one delves deeper into the history of the building, it becomes clear that it is a tapestry woven from the threads of countless lives. Each letter that passed through its doors carried a story, each package a connection. The building absorbed it all, becoming a repository for the human experience. Today, the BPL Plasma Center serves a noble purpose, aiding in the saving of lives through the collection of plasma. Yet, the echoes of its former life as a post office are never far from the surface. The juxtaposition of its past and present creates a unique atmosphere, one where the altruistic endeavors of the present are carried out in the shadow of the past. For those who visit the BPL Plasma Center, whether to contribute to the life-saving work done there or to explore its haunted reputation, the experience is often profound. It is a reminder that history is not just found in books or museums, it is all around us, in the buildings we pass by every day, in the places we work, and in the spaces we inhabit. The former post office in Carbondale is more than just a haunted location, it is a living piece of history, a place where the past is always present. It stands as a testament to the enduring nature of the human spirit, to the memories that linger long after we are gone, and to the stories that remain, waiting to be told. So, if you find yourself in Carbondale, take a moment to visit the BPL Plasma Center. Walk its halls, feel the weight of its history, and listen. You may just hear the whispers of the past, telling tales of love, loss, and the eternal hope that connects us all. Number 1. Cave in Rock State Park, Cave in Rock, Illinois. At the top of our list is Cave in Rock State Park. This natural cavern was once the hideout of river pirates and outlaws. Today, it's the moans and cries from within the cave that lure the curious and the brave. Some say the lost treasures of Samuel Mason still lie hidden within its depths. Perched on the banks of the Ohio River, the Cave in Rock State Park is a place where nature's beauty collides with a history of darkness and mystery. The park's centerpiece, a gaping maw of a cave that has been carved into the limestone rock by the relentless force of water over millennia, is not just a natural wonder but also a site of numerous tales of hauntings and legends that date back to the late 18th century. The cave, measuring approximately 55 feet wide and going 150 feet into the hillside, was once a hideout for outlaws, river pirates, and bandits who preyed upon the flatboats traveling the Ohio River. The most notorious of these was Samuel Mason, a river pirate and the leader of the ruthless gang known as the Mason Gang. It is said that Mason and his bandits would lure unsuspecting travelers into the cave with the promise of shelter and rest, only to rob and murder them, casting their bodies into the depths of the river. As the years passed, the tales of the cave's cursed past grew. Travelers and locals alike have reported eerie occurrences and unexplained phenomena within the cavern's shadowy recesses. Some speak of ghostly figures that lurk in the corners of the cave, their whispers carried on the wind that snakes through the hollow. Others tell of sudden drops in temperature and the feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. The legend of the cave's haunting is so ingrained in local folklore that it has become a rite of passage for the youth of the area to venture into the cave at night, challenging one another to confront the spirits that are said to dwell within. These spectral inhabitants are not just the victims of Mason's treachery but also the pirate himself, who, as legend has it, met a violent end at the hands of his own crew. His restless spirit is rumored to be searching for his hidden treasure, which many believe is still buried somewhere within the cave. The cave's infamy as a den of villainy came to an end in the early 19th century, but its reputation as a haunted location has only grown stronger with time. Paranormal investigators and curious visitors flock to Cave in Rock, drawn by the allure of its ghostly residents and the chance to experience the supernatural. The cave has been the subject of numerous ghost stories and has even been featured in literature and film, cementing its status as a cultural and historical icon. Despite its macabre past, Cave in Rock State Park is a place of stunning natural beauty. The park offers a tranquil retreat with breathtaking views of the Ohio River, hiking trails, and abundant wildlife. The juxtaposition of the park's serene setting with the cave's dark history creates a unique and captivating atmosphere that intrigues visitors from all over the world. As one stands at the entrance to the cave, it's easy to imagine the fear and desperation of those who were betrayed by Mason and his gang. The cave's mouth, now silent, once echoed with the cries of the doomed, and the river, now peaceful, once carried away the secrets of the dead. The walls of the cave hold the memories of its violent past, and the air seems thick with the weight of untold stories. The haunting of Cave in Rock is a reminder of the region's turbulent history, a history that is etched into the very stone of the cave. It is a place where the past refuses to be forgotten, where the echoes of old evils still resonate, and where the spirits of those long gone still roam. In the end, Cave in Rock State Park is more than just a haunted location. It is a living piece of history, a natural wonder that has witnessed the best and worst of humanity. It is a place where one can explore the beauty of nature while also delving into the depths of the human psyche, confronting the ghosts of the past, and perhaps coming face to face with one's own fears. So, if you ever find yourself in southern Illinois, take the time to visit Cave in Rock State Park. Walk into the cave, listen to the silence, and feel the presence of history all around you. Whether you come seeking ghosts or simply the tranquility of nature, Cave in Rock will leave an indelible mark on your soul. There you have it, the top 5 haunted locations in Illinois, each with its own tale of woe and wonder. Remember, these stories are part of the folklore that gives these places their spectral charm. Whether you're seeking a ghostly encounter or simply a touch of history, Illinois haunted sites are sure to leave an impression. Until next time, keep exploring the shadows. And stay spooky.